So what did I say about, can I do that without breaking anything? That's hilarious. Yeah, so apparently the art slideshow is not working. Whitney says, speaking of art, I got a cool sticker today. Evan says, going to drop this now, but you can do it when you can because I have to go. Well, thank you, Evan. See if I can squeeze it in real quick here. Let's do this. Says, it don't cost you a stub for Quinch to gift you a sub. That's pretty good. Evan says, Gilligan. I think Quinch dropped the link. Let's see if we can make that work or not. Come on. Gotta wait for the commercial. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailor man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. Ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann. They're all here on Gilligan's Island, where the slideshow doesn't play, and your dreams don't come true, and ships go to die. That was hilarious. Whitney says, whoops, I made Brian break the stream. That's on me. Sorry, everybody. No, apparently the slideshow isn't working, and someone alerted me to that, and as soon as I clicked on slideshow, it crashed Streamlabs, so maybe that's why it's not working. Who knows? Let's do this. Is like, hey, this in-stream button ought to fix everything. Evan's like, you guys broke Brian. Did we just stay on? When he says, pretty sure it's not Streamlab that breaks the things. What do you mean? I think Streamlab breaks everything. Tomcat's like, it's time to make our own stream. Let's do it. Says, and we're back! Tomcat says, it works here, but my Twitch app on my TV still says offline. Weird. Yeah, and it won't send a new alert. It'll only do like one alert every 3 hours or something like that. So who knows what's going on with the YouTube and Facebook streams now. I guess I don't have to pay attention to those chats anymore. Goodbye, Facebook. Goodbye, YouTube. Emmett's like, can someone remind Brian I played the cartoon theme song? Oh, you missed half the song. Oh, it said my stream was live again. Well, you missed half the song. There you go. Quinchpress says, islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world. When he's like, refund. Tomcat says, it's back on the TV now, too. Tomcat says, I bet it was an attack by Amazon. That's right. We didn't say the jingle. They were just waiting outside the house and like yoinked the plug. Like, there's in their little van, they have like the Twitch block button. They're like, beep, 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 or it's like Dr. Evil. It's like, zip it. Whitney redeemed to hydrate. Cheers. Thank you, Whitney. Whitney says, do you not realize the stream was gone? Oh no, I knew the stream was gone because Streamlabs just crashed. There was nothing. It was just, that was crazy. Let's do this. Says it was actually back. I heard the whole song. Oh, okay, there we go. Well, it's like it told me I was back live, so these things can take time though. Oh, that was hilarious. That was like worth getting out of bed today. That was great. You guys are the best. F you, Streamlabs. When he says, Apple TV showed the stream was off, stream froze on the phone, but the chat always worked. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, technically the stream was off. There was definitely no stream because Streamlabs crashed on my end, so there's definitely no broadcasting going on here. That was hilarious. Well, I will see. There's always something busted in Streamlabs, but I will see how to fix the slideshow between now and the next stream. So funny. So I didn't even really talk about the sketch much yet, but because I was waiting for Quinch Press to be on full time, but he's been wanting me to draw a Mai Tai Fighter for a long time, and so kind of imagining it as like a tiki-fied, somewhere between a tiki mug and like a scorpion bowl kind of size kind of thing. The kind of Mai Tai Fighter you definitely want to drink out of. Did we lose Monique in there too, I think? Poor Monique. Especially she's always on her phone and has enough problems. With the stream dying, she's probably just like, well, I guess that's it. Brian's gone. Time to find a new Tiki Tuesday to watch. Because Brian bailed. So funny. But yes, the Mai Tai Fighter. You can just imagine a little tiki stormtrooper or a TIE pilot in there flying it around. They're all like, Luke, you turned off your targeting computer. Is there anything wrong? And Luke's all like, no, everything is good. I'm just gonna target womp rats back in the canyon. Tomcat's like, TK421. That's pretty good, Tomcat. Instead of what's your TK number, what's your T key number? That's what we need for like Star Wars Celebration. You know, we've got the Adidas Trooper. We need like a gang of like Tiki Troopers with like a surfboard, and maybe one of them's got like some Annette Funicello hair on the helmet. Come on, Tiki Troopers represent. That would be awesome. I would be down for that 501st party, let me tell you. I have to say, one of the coolest 501st parties I ever went to was the one where Weird Al was the musician for the night. That's the time we all hung out with, well, when I say we, the artist, we hung out with Billy D. Williams in like the VIP area of the party. That was cool. I think it was like, as Billy D. Williams, maybe like 5 of us artists, and then Dave Filoni and some not Ashley Eckstein, but maybe some of the licensors and stuff who do stuff for like big companies that I probably shouldn't say their names. But we kind of were off to the side in this little VIP area, and we got to watch Weird Al, and they had like Twi'leks as like aerialist, like coming down from the ceiling doing like spinning tricks and stuff. It was really cool. And just like a good time, you know? Like after a hard day on the convention floor, to just like hang out and unwind, it was pretty cool. Quinch Press says, my drink tonight, Zaya rum, plantation rum, Smith & Cross overproof rum, Clarin de Roche Haitian rum, root cinnamon clove liqueur, Contro, Tempest Fugit creme de banana, Bitter Truth Velvet Falernum, pineapple juice, mango passion fruit juice, cranberry juice, and lime juice. That sounds fantastic, Quinch Press. Although I feel like it needs a little sprinkle of nutmeg or something zesty around the edge. When he says grass skirts and coconut bras for the Tiki Troopers, that could be cool. Quinch says it's a 24-ounce beast. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. Tomcat says Lord Sean suggests pitch to Lucasfilm to make a Star Wars themed Tiki drink book. Brian does the art, Quinch does the recipes, and I contribute my usual nothing. That's pretty good. I like that idea. Yeah, if we could team up with the geeky tiki people who have like the Star Wars tiki license, then we could have like every one of the drinks in like one of their mugs or something. I know a book publisher who would probably do it. It's a great idea. A lot of pieces like have to align to make it happen, but it's a great idea. Quinch is like, I'm down for that. Tomcat says, hey, Quinch press big gulp say. But he says, hey, Tomcat, add to cart, right? Yeah, exactly. Tomcat's like the drink cart. Quinch press says, oh, and Angostura bitters, exactly. You can't, I mean, you just have to. Quinch says, as long as they add this Mai Tai mug to their Geeky Tiki collection. Well, let me know what you think, Quinch. I think to make it a real mug, the sails would probably have to be shrunk down a little bit. They probably couldn't stand off the coconut part quite this much, but this was for fun, so. But yeah, it'd be really cool to get to do some like licensed Star Wars Tiki stuff. But you know, it's like anything. I mean, I'm known for my propaganda art, and other artists are known for their Tiki art, and so, you know, I'm definitely not going to be first of mind for that kind of stuff for a lot of these companies. So we'll have to change their mind. We'll let them know what's up. We're like, hey, Tiki Tuesday has like 8 to 12 adamant viewers every week, and you could be marketing to that giant consumer base. Monique's back. Monique says, I think it's clever as fuck and it would be super cool if you could get the permission. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, probably all we would have to do is just write up like a proposal of what it would be, and then I could submit it to a publisher that I know and see what they would say. Because I worked on the on that Star Wars propaganda book, and I've done quite a few other things with that same publisher, so they might be interested. Quinch Press says, you aren't known for your Tiki art. No, I'm not. But you know, once these mugs start coming out, maybe. But it all takes a while. Monique says, better than the 2 ads I saw. The 2 I saw in ads. Well, that's very nice, Monique. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I would certainly not say anything bad about any other artist, but I do appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Quinch Press says, once the Tiki Tango, Witch Doctor, and Octo Tiki mugs are out in the wild, you will be known. Yes, that's the hope. Tomcat says, get him drunk first, and I will say cheers to that. Quinch Press says, I typed that before you say it. All right, so the plan with this one is I think I'm going to... So the main reason I'm using the like super thin line Sharpie here instead of the brush pen is because I plan to just go straight to like watercolor over top of this. So I find the permanent marker doesn't, it's a lot more forgiving, we'll put it that way. And for those of you that are watching the Gym and the Hologram stream on Thursdays, I will be back Thursday with part 2 of that. And thanks to Quinch Press, I did find the animated series on Tubi TV online for free with commercials, but it's good. I've been watching a couple episodes, refreshing myself on things I have not seen since my schoolboy days. So that's very good. Quinch Press says, I can help you with the getting them drunk part. I believe you can, Quinch. I would look forward to that. Once we can all get together in real life, you know. But we just need everyone to get their vaccine, right? So that's all it takes. Whitney redeemed to hydrate. Cheers to you, Whitney. We may need a refill after this hydrate. Monique says, well, you can't, but I can. You know what, Monique? And again, I don't want to say anything bad, but there's one tiki artist in particular who's been a real jerk to me via email. So you keep thinking all those bad thoughts and good thoughts about me. I appreciate it. Well, hi, kitty cat. You look very wild. You been doing bad stuff? You can't see Indio. She's off camera here, but she's got the wild eyes right now. Let's see if we can do this without spilling it. No, it's going to spill no matter what I do. Pour faster. Can't run Quinch Press's art. Catherine redeemed to hydrate. Cheers to you, Catherine. Thanks so much. Can you guys see the tiki? Can you see these gold? He's like gold metallic. Ooh. Quinch says you're welcome. Whitney says, Katie literally just said she wished you were streaming more gym. Hey, I will be. I will be. So that'll be 4 streams minimum to get that thing done. So it'll be coming Thursday. So, did anybody watch the gym movie from last time until now? If not, watch it before Thursday so we can talk about it. And then, like I said, the cartoons are on Tubi, like thanks to Quinch Press, so that was nice. I watched like 3 episodes while I was drawing and working today. That was fun. Quinch says, when is our backyard hang happening? You know, I think we should do that in sometime if the weather's good in like the next few weeks, Quinch. Maybe stream a little early, like maybe sunset time, Arizona. I've got some like LED tiki torches out back, and you know, I can set up the cameras and stuff out there, and we can do some mixology and have like a bar focused Tiki Tuesday night. That'd be a lot of fun. Quinch Press redeemed a posture check. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys heard that neck pop, but wow. That was crazy. Oof. Quinch Press says, it's a tiki artist who has cool stuff, and Brian wrote him for me. Oh, well, you know, look, he does have cool stuff, and I'm sure in the right setting, he's probably a nice person. Just via email was very rude. So, you know, what are you going to do? Look, it's happened to me in the past. I remember being like a young upstart kid in comics, and certain people who I idolized, and I won't say the name, but there was this one particular person who was like, you will never work at DC Comics. It'll never I will make sure you never work at DC Comics. And then years later, I worked at DC Comics, and this person I collaborated on like hundreds of projects after that. So it's just, you know, it's like anything else. People are in their position of power, and whether they are being attacked or not, they feel like they're being attacked from all sides, always. And they're rebuffing those attacks, sometimes professionally and sometimes like assholes. And they don't... No one is the villain in their own story, you know? So... say it's like a year from now, if we all went to Tiki Oasis, this person might be perfectly nice, right? But via email, a little bit of a douche. So what are you going to do? Quinch Press redeemed to hydrate. Cheers to you, Quinch. And Monique redeemed to hydrate. Cheers to you, Monique. So how does the time change work for you guys? Because the time doesn't change for me. So is this a better time for you than before? A worse time, or it doesn't matter? And I won't be changing it regardless. So this happened to Christy and I too on the classes that we teach. We're like, it's, 10 a.m. Arizona time. That's when it is. Whatever your time is, you have to adapt. And we had some students like miss this week. And Christy's like, you can reschedule, but it's based on Arizona time. Les Duda says, it doesn't matter. It's like when I first started joining your streams 10 months ago. Yeah, exactly right. When he's like, stupid time change. Yeah, it's weird. It's crazy to think that I've been streaming for like a year now. After I was always the person that's like, I'll never do Twitch. I'll never do streaming. I don't have time for that. I am too busy. Oh, those were the days. Monique says, I sprung ahead and I'm here. So I'd say that's a plus. That's a good answer, Monique. Hey, Monique, didn't you say that you got some refills for your alcohol machine, your cocktail maker? How's that working out for you? Hopefully good. Tomcat's like, I always said I would never watch streams. Now, here I am. Yeah, I hear that. And, man, that last stream, the raid worked out really nicely. And I don't know about you guys, but I had a good time on that raid. The person was really nice and took the time to show some of my art from Instagram. And it was a good time. I hung out for as long as I could on that one. And then I forgot, I followed him, but I forgot the other artist. It's like, not Hey Kitty Cat or Hiya Kitty or something like that. Hiya Cat. Geez, man, she had like hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers or whatever, and I was like, well, that must be nice. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. So, isn't it weird, like how much a year in this pandemic can change everything, like our habits and our lifestyle and what we're doing on a Tuesday night? Quench Press says, I watched Debris, Batwoman, Nancy Drew, The Flash, Lois and Clark, Batman the Animated Series, the first episode of the Batman. Haven't watched it in years. And a few other things, but not Jim the movie. Look, I think I gave my review of Jim the movie on Thursday. So I'm not going to rehash it. But if a couple of you were to watch it before Thursday, so that we could talk about it during the stream, it would be highly entertaining for all of us, I'm sure. Sometimes you have to suffer for your art. That's what I'm saying. Monique says, I got Gentleman Jack Manhattans and Elijah Craig Old Fashions. Yeah, man, those Elijah Craig Old Fashions, that would be good. I mean, they're both good, but that would be really good. Quinch says, I stayed on the Kirk Shannon stream for a long time after the raid last Thursday. Yeah, I feel like, I was on there for a good 20 minutes, and I could have stayed longer, except for my paints were threatening to turn to concrete, so, I had to do something. Whitney says, the first time I ever watched Twitch was when Brian drew and painted my mouse guard commission. Oh, that's nice. I remember that one. That was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. It's weird too, guys, like how things work. I received, so I sent out an email about the artist proofs that I have right now. So I had some artist proofs for Bounty Collected, and I have just a couple of those left. But weirdly enough, from that email, and it's always strange how these things work, I got about 4 different people asking about sketch commissions. So we'll see which ones of those decide they want to have them done. But it's just always strange. But yeah, and all of those people said the same thing. They're like, I want to, I saw you said that you do it live, and I want to know how to watch that. But you're like, Twitch, what's that? So, it's kind of strange how all this stuff kind of works out. Things we never thought we would do, right? And part of it for me is most of the stuff I work on is licensed property, and I'm not allowed to do it before it comes out, right? So there's no way I could live stream stuff. And other colorists I know who have done it, some of them got away with it, some of them got fired, so you never know. I mean, DC came out, I wasn't going to say anything about it because it was supposed to be private, but it's been leaked to all the press now. DC came out and told artists, they're like, if we catch you doing NFTs, that's it, right? Because Warner Brothers plans to do their own. Monique says, I got another sample pack with 16 pods. 2 each of 8 kinds for her cocktail machine. That's awesome. Whitney says, and then Katie got hooked when she watched Brian draw and paint her Beauty and the Beast commission. Oh, I remember that one too. That was a lot of fun. You two have really good taste in commissions, or maybe you're on the same wavelength as me. I'm not sure. Maybe it's both, but I do enjoy those. It's no secret, for artists, I think, some projects are a struggle, some commissions are a struggle, and others are just super joyful and right in your sort of sweet spot. And I think both of those really fit that bill, where you're just Beauty and the Beast, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Or Mouse Guard. So I appreciate you two for sure. Quinch Press says, this is suffering for your artist and not your art. That's funny. I'm just saying that I think it would be interesting to have the conversation after everyone watches the Jim movie about their impressions. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of us will agree that if it wasn't called Jim and the Holograms, it probably would be considered an alright movie. And that only because it doesn't necessarily live up to Jim and the Holograms that it got pulled from theaters on week 2. Which is insane. And especially, it's a famous director and some of the cast is well known. And Christy Marks, the writer of the cartoon, she's so talented. We worked together on the Amethyst series and for DC Comics, and she's so good, and I feel like she's one of those people who she's so focused on her craft that she's missed out on the business part of it, I guess, in a way. You think about a writer like Jeff Johns at DC, he's figured out not just the writing, but how to sort of capitalize on it, Quitchpress says, I was on for about 2 hours. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, and the art that Kirk Shannon was doing was amazing. Oh, sorry, Quinch. I was talking, so I'm not sure what the this one referred to. I'm too far behind you now. All right. So there's the basic sketch. We've got our Mai Tai Fighter with our cocktail umbrella and our edible orchid. So now we can start throwing some colors down. Oh, Quinchper says commissions that hit your sweet spot. Yeah, man. We've been talking about this one for a long time. And once I got into it today, oh my gosh, I've been having so much fun with this. Whitney says they're painful commissions. No, this is definitely not a painful commission. And painful is probably an overstatement, but look, it's whether it's comics or any kind of art, there's just things that you click with. There's things that you don't. There's boys that you trust and girls that you don't. Is that how that goes? I don't know. But you know, there's just things that like just flow. Like when you're a creative person, there's just things that just like flow out of you and they come naturally, and it feels effortless even though there's effort involved. And those are usually the things that people respond to really, really well. The things that you struggle with and that you start and stop and, you know, that you kind of fight a little bit. It's almost like people can feel that tension in the art and they don't always respond to it as well. So, you know, I can certainly, like on my Star Wars art, I know there's certain projects that I'm like, you know, I'm just like, oh, well, this is either not going to get approved, or even if it does, it's not going to go over very well because, you know, you get weird feedback and then it's like a hassle to try to like, you know, make that feedback happen. And then you're just like, why did it even go down this path? It's like a catch-22 thing because, you know, like when it comes to that stuff, I mean, you know, I could just make every poster Darth Vader and it would sell out. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to, like, you know, push my boundaries and be more creative and use other characters and stuff like that. So, and then, you know, some things people respond to better than others. Oh, Quench Press is sharing the Rocketeer mug that was like the inspiration for this. Yeah, and I definitely try to take that to heart. So let's experiment with this orchid with a little bit of wet on wet technique here. So I'm going to just slightly wet the paper, and we'll see. It may not work with this paint, but see if we can get the purples of the orchid to sort of bleed and bloom a little bit into the paper. This is the main reason I wanted to use the permanent pins instead of the brush pins here. So we could see if we could get this to work. So get a little bit of our purple color. And you guys know me, I'm just using red, blue, yellow, black, just mixing my colors here. All right, let's see what we can get going here. Go a little bit more red with that, I think. I thought if we did a little bit of wet on wet, that we could get like maybe a little bit of like a bleed or a bloom. We'll see. This paper might not really allow for that, but we'll see what it does. You know, it's weird. This 9x12 paper has this really nice vellum texture that I love, and the 11x17 paper only comes in the smooth texture, which is a bit more of a hassle to work with. Quenchpress says you could make every poster be Darth Vader and it would sell out, but then you would be a sellout. Oh, that's a good. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've worked with a lot of art directors that are just like, "Hey, Brian, that's really cool. Just change that character out to Darth Vader and we'll be good to go, man." Quenchpress says, just red, blue, and yellow Superman colors. Yeah, exactly. Whitney says, that mug is giant. Yeah, so, you know, I was saying, like, bigger than a normal tiki mug, but smaller than, like, a scorpion bowl. That's kind of what I had in mind. So sort of, like, in between those two. All There's a start. Get a little bit of that orchid color going. Oh. Monique said, oh, I see. There was a problem with the link, but he reposted the link, so it's okay. That's funny. That thing with the period in, that happened to someone else on something I was watching the other day. The same problem. Actually, maybe it was that stream that Quinch Press and I were watching last week. Someone was trying to share their Instagram and they did the same thing. All right, we'll start to build up some of the value here in our orchid. So I know this married couple, and the husband, he used to be a male model. And then he married this woman, and she's like a super high-powered, paid tech salesperson. And so he's pretty much just been like a layabout since then. Or there's probably a better word for that. Someone who's no longer employed and lives off of their spouse, whatever that word is. And he collects orchids, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it is. Quinch Press says, a bum? Is that what it's called? Well, I was looking for a better word, but maybe that's what it's called. When he says house husband? Quinch says, I pre-ordered that Rocketeer mug on April the 29th of last year, and I still don't have the mug. Well, like I said at the beginning of this stream, I don't have any experience with that company. I can't personally say anything good or bad about them. I have definitely heard mixed messages from other people, though. So hopefully their good intentions will turn into good products. Oh, there's Catherine. She says, this housewife collects orchids too. Oh, cool. Do you have like your own, like, do you just buy orchids? Do you grow orchids? Tell us about your orchid situation. As I always say, inquiring minds want to know. So I'm trying to get some nice contrast going on these orchids because, you know, one of the cool things about orchids is the intensity of the color, right? So it's not just a light purple wash. It starts out like super light and then gets like more and more intense. So hopefully we can get that look going here. Tomcat redeemed to hydrate. My goodness, guys, I'm gonna be out of beverage here pretty soon. I'm not painting fast enough. All right, just see if we get a little bit more contrast in here. Some of these darker areas. Because, you know, the TIE Fighter itself isn't that colorful, so we definitely want like our umbrella and our orchid to like, you know, pop. Catherine says, I buy my orchids, lost a ton before our move because someone gave me a sick one. Aww. So if you get one sick orchid, does it like infect the rest of the orchids? Is that what you're saying? Quinch says Sabrine Wren TIE Fighter would be colorful. Well, that's true. That's true. I was thinking more like, though, like bamboo and coconut and like earth values and stuff. I think we'll get the colors out of the like umbrella and orchid and that kind of thing. But I get what you're saying. I think you're right. I mean, I know you're right. Catherine says, depends on the sickness. Quench Press is like, fair, fine. So the surf guitar that just kicked in reminds me that so Amazon has all the American International surf films now. And I think if you're like getting in the mood for like a tiki party, that's kind of a cool thing to go check out. All those films were made like, I don't know, 20, 30 years before, long before I was around. But I've been checking them out, and you know, as a kid, I definitely would not have been interested. It just would have seemed like old-fashioned to me and stuff. But now that I'm a little bit older, I can appreciate it. Like, it seems like super innocent in a way, although like obviously the male-female relationship stuff is super outdated. But it's also interesting to think like all this sort of like, it seems really wholesome now, but it was super risque when it was new, you know? But at the same time, like, it was also being made when, like, you know, Vietnam was going on, and like Dr. Martin Luther King was giving speeches, and like all this like turmoil and stuff was going on. So it's sort of interesting to like revisit this like super, you know, what seems like super sweet and innocent stuff, but then like think about it through like the context of history or whatever. So anyway, I've been using those to like get myself in that sort of like surf tiki mood, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Like I've never seen them before, and it's there's like a cast of characters that are carried through most of those films, and I've only seen a few so far, but they don't always play the same character, which is interesting. If you think about it, like, they never knew that anyone was going to go back and watch those films, right? They just thought that they were going to, like, you know, air for a summer and then be gone forever. So anyway, if you are having yourself a tiki drink or a tiki party and you want to get in that mindset, those American International, you know, surf party, where's some other one called, Muscle Beach, Bikini Beach, Pajama Party, like all those films, they're on Prime right now, and it's kind of interesting to go back and see those like through the lens of today, and think about how scandalous they probably seemed at the time, and how they just don't seem like anything now. Catherine says, sorry, I talk to the TV. I always forget to type. That's funny. Can Siri just translate for you? Quinch says, I'm going to make another drink. That's good. Make one for me too, Quinch. Because I'm almost out. I feel like I'm down to the dregs. All right. All right. Let's mix up some color for the actual ship here. Let's see if we could turn this purple to brown. Might be possible. Did anybody watch the Made You Look movie on Netflix about the art gallery in New York that got scammed by counterfeit paintings for like 20 years. I hope some of you saw it. It was really good. If you're into art, it was super. Monique says, I just realized I never showed you my Violet Cosmo. No, you never did. Let's take a look at that and click on the link. Oh, that does look good. I didn't get to read the article yet, but there was an article just today about, do drinks with like blue in them taste better? Which I thought was like an interesting concept. Like mentally, are you more likely to enjoy it or to think it tastes good if it's got some blue coloring in it? All right, it looks black on screen, but it's super dark green, but we're going to add some more red to it. We'll make it brown. Still kind of brown green. We might need some more red there. And then we'll lighten that up a little bit. Red. Tomcat says, I will add it to the ever-growing list. We just watched the first 2 episodes of For All Mankind. Really enjoyed it. You know what? I saw the first episode. Christy was not sold, so we haven't watched any more. But I've been told that the first episode is the slowest episode, and if we can just get past that, then it gets better. So, but we still haven't watched any more of WandaVision either. She's just not having it. So, when it comes to Christy, you have to sell her fast. There's no slow burn there. Let's do a little more red. Sorry guys, I'm trying to turn one color into another color, which is a challenge, but I'll make it happen. Better than just starting over, so it'll be good. It'll be fine. All right, now we've got a nice brown, so we can take part of that brown up here and we'll add some yellow and we'll make like more of like a bamboo kind of color with that. It'll all work out. I'm too like thrifty with the paints. I'm like, I can make it work. Just need a little bit more red. And then we'll be there. Tomcat, did you guys ever finish the Long Way Round and all of that series with Ewan McGregor? I really, really enjoyed those. I need to go back and rewatch them. I thought they were so good. Oh, there we go. That's going to be great. Oh, so worth it. So worth it. The extra minute. All right. Catherine says, I'm excited for the Mighty Ducks show. Now, I haven't heard about that one, so you'll have to tell me. But I will say, I wasn't sure when I saw the first Cruella trailer, but the behind the scenes thing that they dropped looks really good. So tell me about Mighty Ducks, but in the meantime, if you haven't seen the latest Cruella thing that they dropped, it looks pretty fantastic. At first I was kind of snarky. I was like, oh, they're just doing their version of Harley Quinn. But maybe this is better, who knows? Who knows? So we'll see. All right, for everybody who teases me about my loose watercolors, this will be that. So like it, get used to it. Tomka says, yep, really love them. We need more. What other directions are there for them to traverse the earth? Well, and the fun thing is just watching the dynamic between the two of them, right? I mean, Charlie Borman, his dad, famous filmmaker, Ewan McGregor, famous actor, and just seeing these, quote unquote, like posh guys in this like super serious, scenarios where it's like sometimes it's life or death, sometimes it's not, but I found it really interesting. I had a BMW GS motorcycle for a lot of years, and I did a lot of camping and a lot of trips on it, and I didn't do half the stuff they did. I wouldn't even dream of it. And so to me, it makes it all the more impressive, But yeah, I like that series a lot. Like Ewan, like Charlie. I think they're both very likable, and who knows with Ewan McGregor how much of it is calculated, how much of it's not, but he certainly comes across as he has a well-crafted image, I guess we'll say, and does a good job with all the people that they interact with in all the different countries. And I think that would be hard, when you have people clamoring for your photograph and your autograph and everything else, like everywhere you go, every time you stop, people are like harassing you, It would be very easy to be an asshole about that. And you don't really ever see him do that, Like he's always kind of like, yeah, whatever, like I'll pose for the photo, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. And I think that's kind of telling, like whether it's his natural personality or calculated, I almost don't think it matters, because, so many people would not handle it that well. So I just like the idea that this thing is like crafted out of like natural materials, Bamboo and coconut and different things that you might just like find as part of your like adventure journey. Tomcat says, Neil Peart, drummer of Rush, also had a BMW GS. He wrote a book about the 55,000 miles he rode after his wife and daughter both died in the space of about 10 months. Ghostwriter. I did not know about his book. I did know that he was a writer. He used to contribute to the BMW Motorcycle Owners Club magazine, which for some reason I don't get anymore, but back when it was a thing, when people had print magazines, he was a regular contributor, and that was always fun to read his accounts and stuff. Well, guys, I might have to mix up another cocktail here. I ran out too soon. I still have a lot of painting to do. And I might lose my voice if I don't have something to drink, Quinchpress says, new drink. I have Plantation, Van Oosten Batavia Iraq Indonesian rum, Diplomatica Montano rum, Diplomatica Montano rum, Mirabelle Pear Liqueur, Soho Lychee Liqueur, Contro, roots, cinnamon, clove liqueur, falernum, pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice, Mikasa bitters, and almond bitters. Excellent. All right, Quench and Whitney were deemed to hydrate. I don't have anything to hydrate with, guys, so I'm going to either have to not hydrate or I'm going to have to take a 60-second or more break and make a new cocktail. Quench Press says, ooh, this is a good one. Tomcat's like, Tauntaun rum? And I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Oh, and Tomcat says, does it smell bad on the outside? There you go. Great minds think alike. All right, I guess after I finish these, well, not finish, after I start these sale panels, I will take a moment and mix something up here. I'm gonna go a darker brown, I think, on the coconut part, but we can go a lighter brown on these like windowy areas. And that'll look good. Contrast, it's all about the contrast. Tomcat says, but it warms you up nicely. Quench Press says, not a tauntaun. Smells good and warms you up on the inside. There you go. All right. I'm going to take I'm going to say a 60-second break because that's all Twitch allows for. But who knows how long I'm going to make to this next cocktail. But I will be right back. And we're back! That was just for Let's Do This. Quinchper says, Contrast is a great indie video game for a few years ago. Tomcat says, next time Brian should leave the camera on and have Indio entertain us during the break. Catherine put up the cat emoji. Tomcat cheered. 8 bits. Woo! Thank you so much. Quinch Press put up a link about the Contrast drink. Oh, it's like a whole video to watch. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. Quinch Press says, and we're back. All right. What do I have? Two hydrates. All right. Quinch Press and Whitney. Cheers to both of you. Thank you. Ooh, little lime forward. But we'll deal with it. A little lime forward. That's what I get for just throwing it together. But it's all right. All right. Let's see what we can get going here. Quinchpress says, what are you drinking tonight? It's a Mai Tai Fighter. What do you think I'm drinking tonight? Oh, thank you, David Dirks. Wow, David Dirks. That's a big deal. Thank you, David. David is an amazing cartoonist in his own right. Yes, Mai Tai tonight. Mai Tai. Classic Mai Tai. Usually it's more rum forward, but this particular one I just mixed up is a little lime forward, but that's okay. Probably for the best. Oh, I gotta make some green for these vines. Or else we're not gonna get anywhere. This is kind of coming out cute, guys. I feel like it's feeling very like rustic, very Gilligan's Island. You know, I wanted something like if the Gilligan and the Professor were trying to make a TIE fighter out of things they could find on the island, you know? Like, that's the goal. I think we got that. I think it feels like that for sure. Quinchpress says Star Wars Family Robinson. Yeah, man, that's it, right? Yeah. That's the vibe. Like Mosquito Coast meets Star Wars. Who's going to make the ice machine? Monique says, just checking email, and I finally got my new referral code. Oh, hey. So look, any of you people who want to jump on Monique's amazing cocktail machine, and I think, didn't you say this is the same people who make the, one of the coffee makers, right, Monique? And it's called DrinkWorks. And so it is a cool machine that's kind of like one of those like high-tech coffee makers, but it will make your cocktails for you. So Monique has posted her referral code there, and you can jump on that and purchase your own cocktail machine. So be sure and check that out, because Monique is like a real big supporter of this channel. So we want to support her as well. People helping people, you know what I'm saying? Let's get our coconut texture going here. There we go. Monique says, yeah, you asked about it a while back when they were switching over. Yeah, I remember that, totally. And yeah, it's like a Keurig for cocktails, says Monique. Quench Press says, I got a hold of this new Roots Cinnamon Clove Liqueur. I highly recommend this stuff if you can find it. And he posts the link up there. Yeah, that did sound pretty good. You know, when you first start making your own bar drinks, you're so worried about the alcohol that it's really easy to forget about the details, you know, the mixers and the spices and the bitters and all the little things that actually make the cocktail special and good. And that sounds like one of those, you know, like I have a friend that she probably has, gosh, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 different kinds of bitters. And I heard someone make fun of her about it. It's like, oh, you know, why do you have all those bitters? That's silly or whatever, you know. But she can make different cocktails that have different flavor profiles with those bitters. And it makes a difference. So when you find those special ingredients, you know, you might have a cocktail at a bar you like, and you're like, why doesn't mine taste like theirs? And it's probably not the alcohol you're using. It's probably not something like that. It's probably down to the mixer. It's probably down to some little ingredient like that. So, you know, stay open-minded, and you might be surprised with the quality and the flavor of the cocktails that you can create when you have the right ingredients. You know, it makes a difference. It really does. Quitchper says the bottle I have is slightly different than what's pictured. It's labeled as Tintura Roots Liqueur. They also have a honey liqueur, an herbal liqueur, and a Chios Matia liqueur. Hope I said that right. And Whitney says, that sounds delicious. I agree. Quinchpress says, so Quinch, put a phonetic in there of how that's pronounced. So this liquor is made from the sap of a bush grown on the northern coast of a certain Greek island. He's only ever had it at one bar, but it's amazing. Sorry guys, got quiet there for a second. I'm sucked into this artwork because it's so fun. Oh, he's going to send me to a Wikipedia to see how to pronounce those. Okay. Tija, oh man, I can't say that. I need like an English pronunciation, not a Greek pronunciation. All right, I'm out. You're on your own. When he says, but that does sound like a lot of delicious flavors. Yeah, I agree too. It does sound very good. All right, just trying to get a little shadows worked in here. Get the structure of this Mai Tai Fighter window worked out a little bit. Give it some depth and some dimension, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that Netflix had the new Jennifer Garner movie on. Is it wrong that I have zero desire to watch that? And I don't have anything against her per se. I don't care. Is that wrong? Am I a bad person? Quinch Press says, it's a Greek bush or tree. It has a Greek pronunciation. Well, I appreciate that. I was just looking for the English version of the Greek pronunciation. Quinch Press, ready to hydrate. Cheers. So guys, this is not a commercial. If you use Monique's link for the DrinksWorks machine by Keurig, you will save $50 off the list price. So that sounds like an incredible savings. So you might look into that. Maybe you're not a mixologist. Maybe you don't enjoy, mixing your own cocktails, or maybe you're not happy with the cocktails you're making. So grab one of these Keurig machines and save yourself $50 because of Monique, who supports our channel. So thank you, Monique. So I kind of imagine that we've got these little green vines holding together the sails on the Mai Tai Fighter here with their little bamboo bits and stuff. So just trying to throw down some green on there. Give it a little bit of color. Some shadows in there, some different vibes. Quinchpress says, I loved Alias and I had a crush on her 15 years ago, but I also have zero interest in that movie. Well, good. I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one. I mean, I see that it's getting all sorts of buzz and they're like, Jennifer Garner is America's mom and all this stuff. And I'm sure it's funny. And whenever I do decide to watch it, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But right now, it's not on my list. And I think that's okay. We don't have to all like the same things. Monique says, maybe you don't have a bunch of friends. Maybe you just need a single serve of a cocktail. This machine makes it perfect. You can just do one cocktail just for yourself and not have to make a big batch. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. As someone who just quickly threw together one cocktail, I can tell you that sometimes if you don't take your time and you just throw it together, it's not always the best. So if you had the DrinkWorks machine using Monique's discount code there, save yourself $50 and enjoy your beverage. All right, guys, let me know what you're thinking about this. I'm really, really having fun with this one. Let me know what you think. Quinch, this is your commission, so if you have any last minute request, now's the time. Whitney says, I didn't know she acted in anything other than Capital One commercials. Yeah, right? Yeah, I was never an Alias person, so I didn't follow her on that. Quinch Press says 0% of the time. Third togethers are awesome. Sorry, Monique. No, this throw together, it's fine. It's a little lime heavy, but it's actually pretty good. Quinch Press says, I'm pretty drunk. It looks amaze balls right now. Well, I guess that's good to hear. I'm going to do just a little bit more shading where the sail goes behind the main cockpit. I think that'll give it a little bit more depth. I think we need some shadow. Quinch says that was supposed to be 90, not 100. Oh, 90% of the time throw together is awesome. Okay. Monique says, I like variety, but I don't have room for a ton of liquors, so it's nice for me. My daughter did get one too, and she really likes it. She didn't think she would, but she's gone whole hog and set up her entire bar with the liquor, her machine, and her pot holders, and her husband's humidor. Ooh, that sounds good. Quinch says, oh yeah, more shading. That hits the spot. Let's do like a really pale, like a blue-green, and we'll throw some shadow down on the sort of like ground plane. And I think that will be probably like our final touch here for the night. Quinch, we're probably like 5 to 10 minutes out if you want to look for a potential raid. Whitney just subscribed with Prime. 7 months on a 7-month streak. It don't cost you a dime when you resubscribe with Twitch Prime. Okay, I think we're good. I think they heard it. Monique says, I'm totally digging it, man. All right, I'm just mixing up some like blue-green here. See if we can get that going. We'll throw that down as our like contrast shadow color, I think. And that'll look pretty cool. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Monique says, I'm digging it. Whitney says, I couldn't resub at the beginning of the show, but now I could. Well, it's probably because of Streamlabs, right? All that craziness that was going on with Streamlabs. I mean, I know Les Dudas was taking up for Streamlabs. I mean, he's probably on their payroll or something, but I'm not, so I can totally throw them under the bus and say it's their fault. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. Tomcat says, I had the same thing. It was saying resub available on the 16th, but I couldn't. Then I was gifted a sub and it became a moot point. Isn't that crazy? Monique says, I have to remember on the 22nd to resub and not miss because I'm down to a 1 month streak for missing my resub date. Boo! Whitney is gifting a 1 tier 1 sub to Octopolis Community. It's their first gift sub in the channel. Thank you, Whitney. That's so thoughtful. Oh, he gifted it to Chow Time. That's good. You know, Chow and Randy haven't been around a few weeks. You know, they just bought a house. So I have a feeling that they are very, very busy with the new house. So this is good. We'll get them incentivized to come back because they're super tiki people and we definitely want them in our community. So that's really smart. So thank you for that. Quinchpress says, Outhouse Cartoons is drawing Gareth from Labyrinth. Oh, yeah. Can't not raid on a Boeing drawing. Let's go visit. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. So, Quinch, are you happy with the Mai Tai Fighter? Because I had a lot of fun with this, but I want to make sure you're happy with it before we move on. And hopefully, anyone else, if you see anything, you let me know. So let's run the credits and we'll come back and get any final feedback from Quinch Press. And then we'll do our raid and I'm going to hang out with you guys. So like, you know, don't be, you get 250 channel points every time we raid. So, you know, make sure to hang out for at least, 5 or 10 minutes because that gets you more points. So it's a good thing. Quinch says it's okay, I guess. Tomcat says, "Can you make it fly through an asteroid field?" Just kidding. Yeah, it's funny if I could. I want to tell you guys about the asteroid stuff I'm working on, but I can't yet. Whitney says, "It's no Tiki Cat." Thanks. Tomcat says we like it. All right, cool. Gonna roll the credits. We'll be right back. Woo, Tomcat. What? Whitney? Chow time? What? How about those credits? Quinch Press says, I messaged a screenshot to Tiki Dan and he said, incredible. Monique says, I like it and I'm not near the Tiki or Star Wars fans. You guys are. Well, that's very nice, Monique. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I will take Monique's feedback as being worth like 10 times other people's feedback. All right. Quinch Press said, Outhouse Cartoons. Okay. I've got that one here. Outhouse Cartoons. There we go. They only have 3 people watching? Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Well, let's help him out. Whitney says, Catherine got robbed since you canceled the first stream. I didn't cancel anything, man. Streamlabs crashed. But, Tomcat says, we lost my resub because it was before the... What? No. That can't be. Oh, you mean on the credits. Yes, you actually have your resub, but didn't show on the credits. Okay. Gosh, you guys are freaking me out. So I will be back on Thursday with some more Jim and the Holograms amazingness. We're going to do more Jim on Thursday. So in the meantime, stay on target. And come hang out with me in the raid. Get your likes and your cheers and your emotes ready. And let's raid right now. Rated as well? Oh, yeah, wow. Thank you again. I didn't notice the 6-month thing. And we are being rated